Have you ever wondered why some men can go from zero to full confidence in seconds, while others struggle even when they want to perform? You might think it's all about testosterone or diet. But what if I told you there are three small pressure points on your body that can trigger instant blood flow naturally, safely, and without pills? That's right. No supplements, no expensive gadgets, just your own two hands and a few seconds of gentle touch. Because here's the truth most men never hear: your performance, stamina, and energy aren't just about hormones, they're about circulation, the hidden language of your body that decides how alive you feel. When blood flow slows down, you feel it everywhere: in your energy, your confidence, and yes, in the bedroom. But when you know how to switch it back on, something powerful happens. Your heart pumps stronger, your muscles respond faster, your body feels awake again. These three pressure points are rooted in centuries of Eastern medicine and now supported by modern urology. They work by activating nerve pathways that tell your body it's time to perform. And the best part? You can do this right before bed or right before you need it most. Because when you unlock blood flow, you don't just restore performance, you restore confidence. Let's be honest, when your body stops responding the way it used to, it hits deeper than most people realize. You try to stay positive, you eat well, you go to the gym, you sleep enough, but when that spark doesn't show up, it's frustrating. You start wondering if it's stress, age, or something worse. It's not just about intimacy, it's about confidence, that quiet strength that makes you feel in control. When blood flow slows down, your drive fades, your focus blurs, and even your workouts feel weaker. And the worst part, you start to doubt yourself. You start saying things like, maybe this is just how it is now, but it's not. You're not broken and you're not too old. What's really happening is that your circulation, the highway that delivers oxygen and hormones to every cell, is getting backed up. When that happens, everything from your energy to your performance takes a hit. The good news is there's a simple, natural way to turn that flow back on, and it starts with your fingertips. Hi, I'm Dr. Rachel Rubin, a board certified urologist and sexual medicine specialist. I've spent my career helping men understand their bodies, not just through prescriptions or procedures, but through education, science, and natural solutions that actually work. Over the years, I've seen thousands of men walk into my office feeling defeated, tired, stressed, and worried that their best days were behind them. But what they didn't realize was that their bodies were capable of much more. My goal is simple: to give you back control over your energy, your confidence, and your performance, using proven, evidence based methods that align with how your body naturally functions. So, today, I'm going to show you exactly how these three powerful pressure points can help unlock instant blood flow and why every man should know them. Now, here's the part that surprises most men I talk to: the solution isn't a pill, it's not a supplement, it's not even something you have to buy. It's already built into your body. You see, your body has specific activation zones, tiny pressure points that act like switches for your circulatory system. When you stimulate them correctly, your brain sends an immediate signal down your spine, through your nerves, and straight to the muscles that control blood flow. The result? Warmth, fullness, and a sudden sense of alertness that can happen in seconds. Most men never learn this because our modern health advice skips over these natural tools. We've become so dependent on quick fixes that we've forgotten how to listen to the body's built in controls. But when you know how to use them, when you learn how to press, breathe, and focus, you unlock something powerful: self regulated performance. And the best part? You can do this anytime: before bed, before a workout, or before those moments when you need to show up with confidence. In just a moment, I'll walk you through exactly how these three pressure points work, where to find them, how to activate them, and the science behind why they're so effective. It starts with one simple movement: tonight. Let's start with the foundation: blood flow. Every erection, every burst of energy, every sense of vitality begins with one thing: oxygen rich blood moving freely through your arteries. When your circulation is strong, you feel alive. When it's sluggish, everything slows down: your energy, your stamina, and even your confidence. Now, here's what most people don't realize: your blood flow isn't just controlled by your heart, it's also regulated by your nervous system, specifically by tiny nerve endings that respond to touch, pressure, and movement. These nerve endings are connected to reflex pathways that send signals through your spine and straight to your pelvic muscles and vascular tissues. So when you apply pressure to certain points on your body, you're not just massaging, you're activating a built in reflex circuit that increases nitric oxide release, expands blood vessels, and improves overall circulation. The physiology behind it: When you stimulate these specific pressure points, your parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your body responsible for relaxation, recovery, and sexual arousal, kicks in. This system tells your smooth muscle tissues to relax. When that happens, your blood vessels open wider, allowing a surge of blood to flow where it's needed most, especially in areas like the pelvis and lower abdomen. Think of it like turning on a faucet. When the muscles relax, the pipes open, and blood can finally move freely again. At the same time, your brain releases a burst of nitric oxide, a natural compound that plays a vital role in erections and blood pressure regulation. Nitric oxide signals the walls of your arteries to expand, which not only enhances performance but also improves oxygen delivery to your heart, brain, and muscles. So, what does all this mean in simple terms? When you apply pressure to the right points, you're flipping a biological switch that tells your body, let's get ready to perform. The three main pressure pathways. Now, the three pressure points we'll talk about are deeply connected to these nerve pathways. The perineal point, located between the anus and the base of the scrotum. The inner thigh point, running along the adductor muscles near your groin. The lower abdominal point, just below your navel, along the midline. Let's break them down scientifically. 1. The perineal point, your pelvic pump. This area sits right above the pelvic floor muscles, which are the foundation of male performance. When these muscles are weak or tense, blood flow gets restricted, like a kink in a hose. By gently pressing or massaging this area, you stimulate the pudendal nerve, a major pathway that controls erections, bladder function, and sensation. When you activate it, your pelvic floor muscles respond by contracting rhythmically, which increases blood flow and helps maintain strength in that region. In urology, we often use this mechanism in biofeedback therapy to help men regain natural function after surgery or prolonged stress. Second, the inner thigh point, the circulation gateway. If you've ever felt tightness in your inner thighs or groin, that's your adductor muscles holding tension. Beneath these muscles lie major arteries, including the femoral artery, which supplies blood to your legs and pelvis. When this region becomes stiff from sitting, stress, or inactivity, circulation slows dramatically. By applying pressure here, either with your fingers, a massage ball, or gentle stretching, you help release fascial tension and restore flow through these vessels. This also activates the saphenous nerve, which communicates with the lumbar plexus, the network of nerves that controls pelvic function and even part of your reproductive system. In clinical terms, this is like opening the main valve to your lower body. Within minutes, many men notice warmth, looseness, and even spontaneous energy return. Third, the lower abdominal point, the hormonal hub. Just below your belly button sits a key energy and circulation point used in acupuncture and traditional Chinese medicine. Modern science supports it too. This area sits right over the inferior epigastric arteries, which connect directly to pelvic blood supply. When you apply slow, steady pressure here, you stimulate deep nerve endings that influence autonomic regulation. Basically, how your body balances between stress and relaxation. Here's why that matters. When you're anxious, your body floods with cortisol and adrenaline, hormones that constrict blood vessels and make it nearly impossible to maintain an erection. But when you massage this lower abdominal area, you shift your body into parasympathetic mode, lowering stress hormones and increasing testosterone's effectiveness at the same time. That's right. Improved circulation doesn't just help you perform physically, it also helps your body produce and use testosterone more efficiently. The mind body connection. Here's where science gets even more interesting. When you combine pressure with deep breathing, your vagus nerve, a critical pathway linking your brain to your heart and gut, activates. This slows your heart rate, reduces stress, and increases blood flow simultaneously. That's why ancient practices like Qigong or modern pelvic physiotherapy often blend touch and breath. It's the perfect pairing of nervous system control and physical stimulation. So, when you perform these massages mindfully, slow, intentional, focused, you're not just improving blood flow, you're retraining your entire nervous system to stay calm, responsive, and ready. The clinical evidence. Studies in both urology and physiotherapy have shown that pelvic floor activation and targeted massage can significantly improve erectile strength, urinary control, and circulation. In one review published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine, men who performed regular pelvic stimulation and breathing exercises showed up to a 60% improvement in blood flow and function within just 8 weeks. That's powerful. And remember, this isn't about quick tricks or gimmicks. This is about understanding how your body naturally works and giving it the attention it deserves. When you apply pressure to these three zones, you're doing something most men overlook. You're restoring communication between your nerves, muscles, and blood vessels. That's what true vitality is. It's not just strength, it's balance. And when you learn how to control that balance, your performance, confidence, and energy all follow. Because real health doesn't come from a prescription bottle, it comes from awareness and from knowing how to switch your body back on. Now that you understand how it works, let's talk about how to do it. Next, point two, the inner thigh flow. With your thumb or knuckles, press along the inner thigh about halfway between your knee and groin. Use small circular motions for 30 seconds on each leg. You should feel warmth spreading upward, that circulation activating through your femoral artery. Finally, point three, the lower ab core. Place your palm just below your belly button, press lightly, and breathe into that spot for a full minute. Each breath should expand your lower abdomen. This calms your nervous system and opens deep vascular channels. Do this full routine once in the morning and once before bed. Avoid pressing too hard. You're stimulating, not straining. And don't combine it with caffeine or alcohol, which constrict vessels. Within days, most men feel warmer, more alert, and noticeably more responsive because these simple, mindful touches don't just move blood, they restore power. Try this simple 3 point massage for just 7 days and notice how your energy, focus, and performance begin to shift. Then come back and tell me your results in the comments. I read every single one. And if you want to go deeper, watch my next video on the number one morning habit that boosts testosterone naturally. Remember, your body already has the tools it needs. You just have to learn how to use them. Stay strong, stay informed, and take control of your health.